Today we're going to be using a pin bearing machine as a rotating arbor and stationary arbor, as you have here. It's the same material hardness as a bearing, a roller bearing of a wheel. We're going to be showing you the differences between standard oils, synthetic oils, their load capabilities, the protection capabilities, and then we're going to show you what Cerma's newest technology is capable of doing for your engine and protecting it. This is not to be construed as slamming any of the oils we'll be testing today. They are all fine oils. They're just not the technology that Cerma is presenting. Cerma is the next technology in lubrication. So keeping that in mind, again, we're not here to discourage any particular brand. All the trademarks and names of the oils that we'll be testing today are those of their respective owners, and Cerma makes no claim to them whatsoever. So in a moment we'll come back and we'll be starting up, and we're going to have somebody helping and questioning things as we go along, so that I don't have to remember everything. We don't do this via cue cards or anything like that. This is just apples to oranges testing. Again, motor oil, synthetic motor oil, full synthetic motor oils, they're all great. It's old, outdated technology. Today we're here to present to you the newest technology. Okay, we're back, and we've got a couple of guys in the background here that are going to heckle me and give me questions that you may have, and hopefully they cover them all. If not, feel free to call us and we'll discuss it with you. What we have here is standard motor oils, synthetic motor oils, all the way through the spectrum, and of course we have the Cerma oil. Again, I want to advise you that this is not a comparison. We just want to show you the technology, what you get out of regular and synthetic oils versus what you get out of the newest technology that Cerma has. So we're not trying to defame any of these oils. They're all great oils for the technology that they possess. So with that, let's get going on this.
What is the technology you possess?
The technology of Cerma is some of the benefits. Let's go through that real quick. That's a good question. Caught me off guard already. Cerma oils are fortified with a different add pattern. They're basically standard oils. It's not a synthetic or semi-synthetic, as you know it. What we do is we put in proprietary metal treatments in our oils that actually penetrate your metal and help to protect it from seizing, galling, ripping and tearing. Also lightening up the friction barrier so that you'll get better mileage and smoother running efficiency. There's some other things in here such as carbon guard. What carbon guard does is basically clean up all the existing carbons and lacquers that are in there without the use of solvents. Okay? And will prevent carbon from building back up in your engine. So sludge, if you will, sludge be gone. It's going to be a good way of putting it. Some of the technology in this oil also is that we've changed the oxidation level of oil. This is the point that regular oil will break down and turn into a carbon and or a sludge. The standard is 425 to 475 degrees Fahrenheit, and you create a lacquer. And that's great and dandy, that's worked for years, but we don't like that because we feel the oil should stay clean. And the lacquer and sludge just creates dirty oil. So our oil has been formulated to withstand 750 to 1100 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the atmosphere it's in, and depending on the grade of oil that you buy. So
that means it lasts longer?
This particular oil is warranted at 15,000 miles to remain clean and good to stay in duty. We recommend you change your filters regularly at regular intervals, as the carbon guard in here will make the dirt go to the filter. Okay? So this is our 15. Now we do offer the Cermax, and Cermax is rated at 30,000 miles. Okay? So there's a couple of choices there for you depending on your driving habits and your needs. But with that said, let's get into the test here. We're back. And we cleaned up the arbor. And we're going to go ahead and put the cup back on there. And again, we'll show you, we're starting out with a new specimen. Spotless, there's no damage to it whatsoever. And let's pick an oil.
Let's go to Mobile 1.
Mobile 1, world's leading synthetic motor oil, 5W20. Again, brand new. Pop it open. We're going to fill it up till it's covering the mandrel. And it is. Get the motor out. So that's Mobile 1. Again, I've emptied off all the weights. Got a new specimen. We're going to go ahead and put that in the cycle and let it run for a second. Okay, one weight. Let it run for a second. And again, we're not trying to discourage. We're just going to show you the differences here. There's 2 pounds. It's chewing. Continuing to chew, it's not stopping, so let me stop that, okay? What I want to do here, let me remove this, and left mine out. Now let me show you the damage that occurred. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I have to walk up closer. So that's the gouge that occurred under that test. So, let's do something fun. I'm going to show you how well this oil works. You heard it chewing, it wasn't stopping. I'm going to take 1 cap of this oil. Cerma motor oil. And we're going to drop it right into the bath like that. And this is just to show something. Alright. So at 2 pounds, it squealed. So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to remove the 2 pounds. I'm going to set this back down. You can hear it. It's not doing very well. So we're going to let that sort of quiet down and sort of mix in with the oil. And let's add 1 weight back. Remember, we just added a cap, so that's about 1/10 of the volume. Go ahead and add 2 pounds. This is where it will continue to chew it up. Okay. But it was getting louder before, now it's getting quieter with the extra pound. Let's add 1 more. And it even gets quieter. So we're 1 pound over the failure point. There's double the weight. And with 1 cap added to that prior oil, you can see the protection that's been offered. Now I'm going to do this really sort of funny here. 2, 4, 5. There's 5 weights now on there. We're going to try and let that run for a minute. We've got 6 weights. 2, 7 weights. There's 8 weights. Okay? So from 2 to 8, we're still going. It's actually quieting down. It's doing its job, and it's only 10% of Cerma added to the existing oil now. We're going to let it run for a second, let it heat up for just a moment, and then I want to show you something. With even that little bit amount of Cerma added to one of the standard oils with today's technology, we're going to see if Cerma can protect the motor. And we're going to allow this to heat up and have the Cerma metal treatment come out. Because I want you to see the metal treatment, not just the fact it's oil. Alright? And to do that, we actually have to let it heat up to about 165 degrees. So we're letting that heat up as we go. Now, not only 2 weights, but 8 weights. Let's take away the oil. Let it heat up really quick. It's sort of hard waiting for heat. But all this is we're trying to show you that we're not just adding slippery, we're going to add a metal treatment. We have to let it heat up to get some of the metal treatment in there. So, first of all, let's do a real quick dip and let it run some more hot. Remove the oil entirely. You take the rag and wipe it out so there's no oil in here. And I'll show you that. Empty. We're going to still let this get a little hotter because it's not getting hot. And then we'll see how well it does when we water it down. This is going to validate the fact that we are talking about a metal treatment and not just a standard oil. So let's now fill a ballot with this. If anybody knows anything about oil and water, oil floats on top of water. So it's going to remove the oil coatings from all the metal parts. So there will be no more oil, it will be in the water. Now that that's been done, let's take that away. And if you can see this, I can't show it to you, I can't tilt it, I'll spill it. All the oil's right here. We're going to get rid of that. And here, let's do a double rinse just for those that are skeptical. So we're going to water it again. So now we're running on water. There are no oil coatings on this armor and then it's simply water. If you let it run long enough, you'll even see this line of water come away. And you take care of that with just a rag. So now we're running dry. You saw it fill at 2 with the oil. With the Cerma technology at about 1/10 mixed in with that oil, we're now at 8 weights running dry.
How does that translate to your engine?
Well, if a regular normal oil cannot protect your motor even while it's flowing to 2 weights, that's a standard 2 to 3 weights for regular oil. What we're trying to show you is with Cerma technology, even when you have a starvation or lack of oil, you're still protected. We're not just a lubricant or a metal treatment or a conditioner. We're doing all of these things at once. So you're sitting there watching it's running. It's not gouging, it's not making any noise. And we double rinse the oil off. So there is no oil film. There's no banana peels, if you will, into the system.
But the film you created with Cerma, isn't that going to mess up my engine?
No, not at all. Because what it does, it goes into the crevices of the metal. It's not on the surface, it's on the underpart of the metal. With all metals, you'll have fins sticking out, so a hip and a valley. Although minute, we fill those valleys, and that's where the protection comes in. So at no time do we ever go past the hip. So we're not covering or changing dimensions or tightening the tolerances. And again, we're right here. You can watch this. It's going to town. It is running. And let's see if it's hot. Let's put some more water on it. It's not even hot.
Why isn't it hot?
Because the way that Cerma protects the metal doesn't allow friction. There's no friction there. If you're not creating friction, you can't create heat. If you don't create heat, your oil stays better longer.
Don't you need a certain amount of frictions in an engine so that it runs properly?
No, what it needs is a back pressure, and that's accomplished through the exhaust. Friction is not a requirement to run properly. In fact, less friction means more economy, better running, less harmonics, better longevity because you're not wearing anything. So again, there's 8 weights. Wipe it off. There's nothing there. It's an older engine that's got wear and tear in it. This is going to show you that Cerma can actually help you with that. We don't fix broken, but we'll help you with that to keep it going longer. Okay? So if you can't afford a brand new car, this is one way to solve that issue. When you have an old worn out car.
I heard that you don't have to change Cerma oil as much.
Well, this particular oil is a 15,000 mile oil. You don't change the oil, you will change the filter. So you're going to replace the filter at normal intervals, but you're going to allow the oil to go. Oil never goes bad. Oil just gets contaminated. So you'll get dirt infiltration, acid infiltration, things like that. Right? Cerma is designed to stop all that. So there's no real need to change do need to change the filter. Alright? And as you see, we've been talking a long time, and this thing's sitting there running dry. There's nothing on it. There's not water on it. There's nothing on that arbor. Okay, we're back after cleaning up the arbor. Went in and sanded that, put a new specimen in. Let you see what the specimen is. Brand new. Okay. Again, I need to advise you that we're not trying to compare Cerma to the synthetic oils on the market today. We're not here to disparage any one brand of this product. It's oil. We just want to show you the realities of what the current technology is versus the Cerma advanced technology. Okay? So with that said, we're going to go do a test here and see how far we can go. As you saw in the last clip, we added Cerma and it stopped the damaging effects that were happening from the conventional oils or the synthetic oils. And somebody brought it up that I should test and let this keep going and see if it would fix itself. So we're going to give it an honest try. Again, I'm not here to make a comparison. So we have the leading brand here, one of the leading brands, motor oil, brand new. I'm going to load it up. You see it filming over the arbor here, so it's there. Okay. Clean arbor, 0 weights. No weights on the mechanism here. And we're going to give it a fighting chance. We're going to let that settle down. You can hear it. It's really quiet. Let it go. So that's settled in. And we'll go ahead and start adding weights again. There's 1 weight. 2 weights. There goes some damage. It's piercing the sheet, it's piercing the protection of the oil. So we let that go. We'll go 1 more. We're going to go until it welds. There's 4. There's 5 weights. That's not going to fix itself, and I really don't want to destroy my machine. Okay, it will get to a point where it's worn to the point where it's going to go into my machine. And I'll show you what occurred there. If I can see that there. That damage. Started at 2, ended at 5. Okay. Now we're going to try something here. And I'm sanding down the arbor so it's starting off from the same point. But I rip my fingers off. Some 80 grit sandpaper to break this here so we don't have any contaminants from anything else. Not from Cerma, not from the previous tests, anything. So we sand this arbor down and start out fresh. Without starting off fresh, we're not doing a good test. Okay. We've got a new arbor in, new specimen in. We've got that. What we're going to do now, brake cleaner to make sure there's nothing on here. And dry it off. So it won't contaminate. Okay. What we're going to do is clean up the bowl. We're going to go ahead and just put the Cerma 15,000 mile oil in. Now one thing that you have to understand is the Cerma takes a little bit longer. It needs to heat up to get protection, full protection in there. So we're going to take a little bit more time letting it soak in and get hot. Whereas conventional oils, synthetic oils, they don't change. What you get is what you get.
That's each and every time with regular oil. This one is after it's in there, right?
Once it's coated, it's coated. It's a one-time thing that it coats. It cannot coat on itself. So we're going to go ahead and let it season just like we did the others. And then we're going to take a little extra time as we put the weights on. It's not for dampening or anything like that. It's allowing our oils to heat and the chemical to come out straight off the get-go. Alright? So we put our 1 pound on. Give it a few seconds. 1, 2, on a 15,000 mile well. There's 2 weights. This oil is rated at 12 weights max. There's 3 weights. Still running, we're not hearing any noise, any of that. Now, as we experienced with the other synthetic oils that we tested, you saw what happened at 2 weights. So Cerma, we're going to go 4 weights, and I'm going to pull the specimen off and show it to you. Okay? Keep this here so it doesn't leave the shot. And see if we can show you right here. There's with double the weights over what synthetic was getting, and you see a little polish mark there. And that's normal for the poundage being applied. And it's not gouging, ripping, tearing, or continuing to enlarge. So let's put it back on the machine. 4 weights, still on the preload. You get it right back in the same spot where it's been coated. And we'll let it run for a second. And then we'll continue to load the weights. Now, in normal, you wouldn't have anything special when using this. You pour it into the drive, it would take care of itself. But in this accelerated testing, we need to heat it up and get it coating into the metal. And that's a chemical process that usually takes time. Okay. And we're ready for 5 weights. 6 weights. 7 weights. 8 weights. Still no sounds, no ripping and tearing. We still haven't allowed it to heat up to full temperature, I can see that. So the oil's still only around 100 degrees, so it needs to get to 165 before full potential.
How are you seeing that?
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 weights. No squealing, no noise.
How are you seeing that it's not hot enough?
With the oil, it will actually change color at heat. You know, when it starts to separate, you'll see it change color for a moment. It will flash, and I haven't seen it flash. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weights, no noise. 10 weights. 11 weights. And we're going to go to 12 weights, and that's what that's rated at.
What if you're in a climate where it doesn't get hot?
The motor will get it hot, no matter what. You will get hot. You have combustion occurring. There's 12 weights. That's what this particular roll is rated at. Okay? We're going to let it run for a second.
So whatever climate I'm in, I'm running my engine.
Cold, down to minus 40 degrees, we've been testing, works perfectly, no problem. Starts like it's summertime, is what our clients think. Okay? All right. 12 weights. Cerma, never made a sound. You saw the pressure mark? Let's go ahead and take away the oil. We're going to let it run dry for a minute. I don't know if I can give you a minute, but 30 seconds. And then we're going to take a look at the specimen again.
But my engine will never run dry like that.
I'm certainly open now. If your mechanic's worth the salt, yeah, you have problems. You can lose oil, you can do things like that, but you should never run dry unless you're not paying attention. And something's definitely wrong. All right, what I want to show you is we have a slight polish mark on this bearing. Okay, I didn't want to take this out of shot, but now what I want to show you is one of the originals of 2 pounds. So here's what we want to do. Which one would you rather have? It's not a comparison of oils, it's a comparison of technologies. I'm not trying to say that one oil is better than another oil. Oil is oil, with the exception of technology. We further the technology to protect the vehicle.
So what are you saying? All oil's the same, it's just a different ad pack in all these different oils?
Different ad packs, different marketing ploys, different claims, different everything. But we've yet to find a motor oil that's available in the market anywhere that actually addresses the major issues, and that is friction permanently. Cerma does that by treating the metal. Okay? The carbon, nobody that we've met addresses carbon, making carbons collect together and being caught in the filter. All these benefits equal one thing, and that's engine life. Period. Okay? So you're sitting here running with 12 weights, that's what it's rated. It never leaves the factory unless it's been tested above that. So you're guaranteed you're going to get the same performance out of every bottle, each and every bottle, every time you use our product. That's it. Cerma Motor Oil. Okay, so we're at 12 weights, but we're running dry. 13, 14, 15. What I'm trying to do is seize it up, okay? I'm actually trying to damage it by doing this. So I'm going to shock the system.
I can see it smoking.
It's getting hot, but there's 20 weights on there slammed down. And do we want to see the armor again?
Yeah.
Oh, it's heavy. Will it carry it up to you? I won't even wipe it off. Can you see that? It's a slight polish mark. It's from compression, not from wear. We're compressing at such force onto another surface that one has to give. So that means that's harder to mix.
So after I use Cerma, can I then run my car without oil like this?
No, you don't recommend doing that. Lubrication is not actually something just to slip on. It's actually meant to carry heat away from your engine. Okay? It's a way of transferring heat, just like the coolant is to move heat. We want to keep all the heat away from the internals of that motor. If we do that, our motors will live long. Okay? There's 20 weights. Now I'm going to drop it and break the protection. I can show you that it's protected. But let me drop away. There it's protected. Now let's shock it. There's a seize. So it will seize at that. Okay? Let's turn it off. Let's go back down to 12 weights. Again, 12 weights is what our oil is rated at. There's a reason. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Now it's seized. So I'm going to lift it. It's free there. There's no oil on it. And we turn it right back on. Okay. 2 weights cause substantial damage under conventional lubrication. You just saw me run this to 20 weights, drop, without any lubrication, and then drop it on there to shock it, which progressively would mean we put about 50 weights on there. Okay? So we're looking at it here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the arbor after doing that. Again, no wear. Now, then what did we do? No oil on there, and we get started. There's a 12 weights, no oil. Put it on there. And it will start and stop friction free. This means dry, just like when your car's dry in the morning, when the oil's run away. Fully loaded to the maximum potential, your car will never have that, ever. You'll never be under these pressures. Again, I can reach over and dead start it with no problem. There's Cerma protection.
And it doesn't matter how cold or how hot.
It's dry. There's nothing even there. And it's protecting it on a dry start. It's not gouging them, it's not wearing them, it's right there. And that's under full extensive load. In a regular car non-performance, This is the maximum load that we've calculated you will ever see. And you would be hard pressed to ever see that. So, again, let's be very graphical here. The current high end load, right there, equal total destruction of the specimen. Cerma Advanced Lubrication Technologies took all of it without any destruction and ran dry. You can't beat it. It's just